would say, because we were separate. Remember, even the Ntsako was mentioning this guy, Ngwamanungu, who was a friend or a chief under Al-Basin, because they worked hand in hand. So this guy conquered the nations that were around that area of Shipilongo. So he made himself a paramount king of Magwamba. So he was a king of those, but because we were not united, the Wahlabis were that side of Bulawayo, the Chapalalas that side of Guyana, and this one's there. So there was never one king to say this one's the Bingas, the Malulekes. They have their own king there. Yeah. So we never had one king of the. It's like say one king Yalebuya. Yeah.
As I show the map here of the Gazankulu government, you would see it's in pockets. It's in pockets because Gazankulu would have been in Palabora, in Guyana, in Bush. So it would have been very difficult because it is dots. Yeah, it is dots.
And the history of kingship, for example, Tsonga have been there in, now we call it Northern KZN. You would find the Zinjivas, the Mbais, which were Nkunas. I think Fumani mentioned that they come from that side. Yes. The Nkunas. Yes. The St. Lucia Bay. Yes. So they migrated deeper into Mozambique, Maputo, Shai, Bileni, and all these regions. But we have always been having kingships around. The Malulekes, if you can check, they've been here maybe from 1100 or back then. That side of Kruka, the Balois as well. So, but because we were not Batsonga then, everybody, these were Kalangas. So now we are called under one umbrella to say Batsonga because of the language we adopted.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, so we can't say we have one king. That's why Mukari failed, the Njakan Jagas, which is that side of Shipilong, because they've been here longer. But they couldn't say we are now kings of, because they failed to obtain that. They tried.
What went wrong with the claim from the Ngumalos?
It's the same thing as with the other kings that claimed. I think the Bilas claimed, the Malulekes claims, the Baloi claimed, the Mukari claimed. Now the challenge is the Amashangan. I was even looking at the document from the Constitutional Court regarding, because they couldn't substantiate with evidence. Remember, to be a king, it means you killed somebody, you took over. Because this guy came not as a king. That's why I don't think there's something special. If you hear people praising them, say, hey, we are royalty. Like this, it's like there's something special about royalty. You know how to be a king? You just, if you're as a military person, you just go to the village and conquer those people. You make yourself king. Is there something special about you? Or people, your generations that you will no, there's nothing special. It's just maybe you were a leader, people are appointed to you, or you were a herbalist, a magician.
Yes.
Are they
not celebrating conquest? They are celebrating the conquest of a coup.
I'm born in the royalty. So what? Like really, there's nothing special about that. Manukus. Akuma Albasina halaya na Ngwamanungu a former alliance bateka masocha bathlelela le baya susa mawewe xitulwini ku nghena Mzila loyi na yena loko hi hlaya matimu va vula leswaku a nga ri kahle. He was known for slave trading and all these other nonsenses. So that's why Batsonga hated this, because when we remember the history. So they came in Gungunyani, who was also overthrown by a Ronga king, Shipenenyani, and the Portuguese. This guy was taken with his concubines, wives, bastard kids, and the other children, and shipped overseas as prisoners. So it means they abolished, because they relinquished all the powers they had. So the kingdom is dead. a tseya setulo le yena ba motlošitše akere
Yeah.
e bjale bogoši a ba fela ape that kingdom was there for or Tarki Empire or king it was for 71 years maximum.
So the biggest answer to the question is there was a time where paramount kingship was attempted, but it wasn't sustained.
That's correct.
Okay.
Because there's no evidence that you ruled the Balois. They actually fought against Balois and they ran away. We don't hear because they lost from the Balois and now they are Balois because they lost the fight.
Fumane Shulubani says, you can't come to me and conquer me. After conquering me,
And you speak my language.
you speak my language.
My traditions. And
Yes, and you, it's as if right now we welcomed you, and we started showing you the bad ways of doing
no, but
things.
it was
and
also
that-
clever because what he did as well, this thing of marriages, he would take from the Wahlabe. Because, okay, let's say Shangaan conquered the Wahlabe, which are the Nkunas, Maswangani, Novella, Zita, Mabunda, and these others. Where, though others migrated, ran, but there were those who stayed behind. And then Ndlovus, the Bandaus, for example, and the Bakosas, because one of the generals was from the Kosa. Ne? Now, he would then marry in these families, and they would also marry from the Ngumala. So to
Yes.
to ensure that these guys don't turn against
Yes.
him. So it was strategic like that.
it's always
So that's why I fight with the other Mabundas, because from their side of the Mabunda, they married into that Ngumalo family. So they are family with those guys.
and they become Mashangaan.
And we fight because I'm not part of that.
So in all, in the big scheme of things, that is the reason why Amashangani, Vatsonga, do not have a king in South Africa because of their space, geographical location.
I think if they were strategic, because you can't be a king of people you never ruled. If you are Mukari, you can't rule all over Vatsonga because you are only ruling your people there in that area, Shipiloko. If you are Maluleke, you are only ruling that side. And then if you are Nkuna, you are there in Elim. If you are Chavalala, you are in Guyana. So you can't say I was a king or you want to be a king of all these people. But we can have like the Xhosas. I was mentioning the Xhosas. They have king of the
Abatembu,
Amampondo, Amaxhosa, and all that. So we can have Amashangani, they can have their own king.
Oh.
Ne?
Yes.
But we can say we are under this umbrella of Batsonga. Ne?
I think that the battle is there to say, Amashangani, do they want to be under Batsonga?
No, they don't want that. But now the challenge is they don't want that, but they also, because